Hello, everybody. I'm Jason Westlake. I am co-owner of Chalárosi Float Studio here in Newnan, Georgia. We are located here in the Newnan Crossing Shopping Center, which is the one where you find Target and Hibbett Sports and BJ's and all that fun stuff here in Newnan. Beside me is my wife, Christy, also co-owner here with us. And we are here to introduce and talk about Chalárosi.
Talk about what it means.
What it means. First off, it is a Greek word. The word Chalárosi means relaxation in Greek. So our theme here in the studio is that of Greece. We took colors and inspiration from pictures that places that we had been in Greece when we went a couple of years back, and just some other pictures that we found along the way. And Christy, being the designer that she is, took our inspiration colors and kind of built this really cool, nice, serene space for us. So yeah, it's all about relaxation and peacefulness and calmness and tranquility and being able to unplug, unwind, and just feel better when you come in and especially when you leave. But when you walk in the door to the hallway here, it's dark, it's quiet. You instantly feel, at peace, and you want to even kind of keep your voice down automatically because it feels nice and quiet and like a library. Kind of way it is. So that's what it means. Chalárosi means relaxation. And how did we get here? So a lot of people have asked us, how did we decide to get into this business, since our backgrounds are completely not float studios. My background is IT and support. I did that for nearly 30 years through various companies located here in Atlanta. My last company was an Israeli network security company. I worked there for a while. And when I lost my job there last year, May of 24, I figured I was just going to have to, start the job search again and, go through the whole rigmarole of starting over in corporate America again.
5 times.
More than 5 times. In our 20 years of marriage, I think I've been laid off or let go.
I thought it was 5.
It's like 7.
Oh.
It's like 7 times.
7.
Of all the different IT jobs. For whatever reason, IT is like the first that they let go, even though we're the ones that keep the company running. I don't know. Go figure. So yeah, I lost my job last May and was trying to figure out what to do, looking for my next gig, looking on LinkedIn, Indeed, and all those fun places that you look for jobs. I had already been looking for a while because the whole reason that I left that job was they hired a new manager, and I really didn't care for her too much. And I was already looking, so I'd already been searching for a couple of months, and just nothing was happening, nothing was turning up. And through jiu-jitsu, which is my other life, my other passion, I was introduced into floating. Our instructor at Gracie Balance here in Peachtree City had been floating with our friend who we got this started with. Had been floating for a couple of years since they opened up just down the walkway from the Jiu-Jitsu Academy, and he was always like, "You got to go float, you got to go float, you got to go try it, you got to go do it." And so I finally went and did it, and took our oldest daughter Grace, and she and I went and floated for the first time, and we loved it. It was unlike anything really that we'd ever done.
Well, you said it was kind of like the
through my Israeli company, I had the benefit, the fortune of floating in the Dead Sea a couple of times when I visited Israel. So I knew what
I didn't get to go.
I knew what it would feel like to float in a high saline solution. So in that regard, yeah, I kind of knew what that was like. But the sensory deprivation part of it, I had not done anything like that before. So the whole thing is you get into these pods. They're big pods. They're 9 feet by 6 feet, something like that. They're filled with 10 to 12 inches of water. And in that water is dissolved 1,200, not 12,000. That's a lot. 1,200 pounds of Epsom
Oh,
salt,
1,200. Sorry.
magnesium sulfate. So that makes a highly saturated saline solution, which is denser than your body. And so you cannot sink. You naturally will float in this solution, this highly saline solution. You close the lid down on the pod, and it's dark. You turn the light on. It's dark. It's quiet. You're weightless. There's no sights, smells, touches, tastes. The water, by the way, is body temperature, so you don't really feel the water. And you're floating in your birthday suit, so you don't feel any clothes rubbing on you.
Or your swimsuit.
Or your swimsuit, whatever you're comfortable with, but ideally your birthday suit, so you don't feel anything. And you are completely deprived of any of your senses there. And it gives your brain a chance just to unplug, relax, and just kind of turn off, which we don't ever get to really do in society and in life these days. So
Kind of like being back in the womb.
yeah, I mean, it's
Like all I hear is my heartbeat and my breath.
exactly. You don't.
It gets really, your heartbeat and your breath get really loud when there's nothing else.
Yeah, it focuses your mind on things that you wouldn't normally pick up on. So through jujitsu and other, you hear other jujitsu people talk about floating and cold plunging, and I think probably Rogan's talked about it and stuff. But so that was my introduction to floating in the float therapy through jujitsu, and so we got to be friends with the owner of our sister location that way. And so Grace and I, my daughter, had done it a couple times. So come back to May of 24 when I lost my job, and we were trying to think of what to do. So this is like a week before Mother's Day last year, and I asked Christy here if she wanted to go try floating. I figured, hey, it'd be a nice way to kind of go do something neat that she'd never done for Mother's Day, and a chance to kind of unplug and kind of take some stress off. And so we went and did it. Went to the sister location in Peachtree City and tried it. And
I was a little nervous.
She was nervous.
Very nervous.
First time. But
so it gets better. Like I know others that I've spoken to, have expressed their anxieties and whatnot about the pod, and does it close, and do you feel like you're locked in there, and what if I freak out? And like I literally told Jason, like, if you hear somebody screaming, you need to come in and get me. And so I left my lid kind of like a little bit open. You're supposed to really close it for the true thing.
Sensory deprivation. Yeah.
But I left mine like kind of halfway open. So I just felt more secure that way. But I did turn off my lights. I had the music on. And it was good. It's good. I enjoyed it. I wasn't able to fully relax because I didn't know what I was doing.
The first time will be that way.
First time is, yeah.
A little apprehensive. You can't turn your brain off when you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's definitely a practice skill. So the second time was way better. And then the third time, I actually fell asleep. And that was amazing.
That's a whole different kind of sleep. Like
Like,
it's not like sleeping in your bed. It's like, because in your bed, you still feel your pressure points. You still feel your mattress. And you don't feel any of that in the float.
yeah, it's awesome.
No pressure. There's no, I mean, you're essentially weightless for all intents and purposes. It's unlike anything you've probably ever done.
So we were at Leon's in Peachtree City,
And
the first Chalárosi.
Got to talking at the end of the float, and we were telling him the story of, I just lost my job last week, and trying to figure out what we're going to do, and yada yada yada. And he had mentioned that he was looking to open a second location, and to use that second location to help start a kind of a franchising business out of this. So we kind of looked at each other and we're like, well, we're unemployed. We need something to do, and I'm too damn old to start over again in corporate America. And start at the low end of the totem pole and work my way back up again, only to be, let go again at somebody's whim. If I'm gonna put our life and livelihood at risk again, it's gonna be on my terms. It's gonna be on my own terms and not be at somebody else's whim. They're not going to hire some manager in 4 months and whack the 10-year veteran of the business. That's not going to happen anymore. So we decided to do a 180.
It's scary.
It's still terrifying.
Very scary.
But it's a complete 180 from what we've been doing. Your background.
So interior designer for several years.
You had the business background anyway.
Maybe like 15 years.
It's 15 years, yeah.
Doing residential interior design. Yeah. Been out there, put it all on the line, but I still had you as my security.
We always had me with the full-time income.
We don't have that security. We just have prayer and us. And, stepping out on faith.
So from that point on,
we got our contract.
We decided to go for it. So like the week after, we'd already registered our LLC and started our federal tax ID going and all
the business,
all this fun stuff,
all the million papers, like you sign away your firstborn and all that. Yeah.
And then the fun stuff started. Trying to find where to go was the first.
Yeah, it took a while to get a good location. Like we were, his place was not in a high traffic area. And so we knew in Noonan, we wanted to be in a really good high traffic area with some visibility from the road and, we're a popular spot where people go. And we looked at several different shopping centers, and then we saw this one in Noonan Crossing.
Yeah.
We just say we're beside Old Navy or Ulta. All the ladies know where we are. Just go to Ulta and come down to
and look to your
left, and then you can come see me. So yeah, so we picked this spot, and it was like we're going to make it work.
Well, there were a couple we looked at first. We were considering one in the Walmart shopping center, and figured that that really wasn't the area that we were looking to be. The other stores just didn't fit with our motif, our vibe. Yeah, so we were looking at other locations before we chose this one. There was one in the Walmart shopping center here, and
across from Baker. There's
one across from Baker Road. None of them kind of went with our vibe, or the feeling that we wanted. There was one at the new place over at Arbor Springs that we were thinking about. I think that one was just going to be ended up being too expensive or something because it was brand new and everybody wanted to be there or whatever.
And traffic.
Yeah.
This was way better.
Yeah. So we found this one. We kind of settled on, yes, we like this location the best. Out of all the locations, we liked this one the best. And then the problem started right away. It took us a month
to get the key.
It took us a month just to get the key to come in.
Okay, we don't want to bore them with all the tiny minor details. Anyway,
it took us a month to get in here to see the place. We knew the location was good, but we didn't even see the place for a month.
Landlord tenant person was in Atlanta.
Yeah, so they finally got us a key. We finally got to see it. It was a staffing agency before we got it, and we walked in and we knew that this was probably going to be the perfect spot for us. The traffic and lots of room for everything that we wanted to do. And so we started the process. We started getting going on it. I want to say we signed our lease October-ish.
I'm not good with dates.
Something like that. Sometime I think in October we signed our lease, and started working on finding some contractors for us. We settled on Shane Payton here in Noonan. He'd worked with our in-laws that own Lee Goodrum Pharmacy and Lee Goodrum Health.
Yeah, go see Casey and Allison.
And got to see the work that he did for Lee Goodrum Health at their new Hospital Road location, and we really liked what we saw. So we went with Shane and got him involved with our project. And he'd done commercial stuff. He'd done some other health.
The Medi Spas.
Yeah, he does Medi weight loss clinics for another jiu-jitsu friend of mine who, just random tidbit, I was talking, I'm an instructor in jiu-jitsu, and I was talking with one of my students, and the one that owns the Medi weight loss clinics, and he was telling me about his contractor this afternoon, and I just casually said, "Oh yeah, what's his name?" And he goes, "Shane." And I was like, "Shane Payton? You know Shane?" Small world.
Apparently Shane gets around. He's good.
He already has some experience in the weight loss medical
holistic
clinic type thing. So we knew that he'd be able to handle our job pretty well.
But we were his first float.
Right. So there was still a learning curve. There was still a learning curve. We had to learn about
the sizes of the pumps, sizes of the equipment,
what we would need for dehumidification.
Right. So the first location, we learned a lot from what not to do. So we implemented like drains in every room with plumbing for flooding issues. Just different things that we incorporated that the first location did not.
They learned the hard way on some things.
They flooded their first
before they even opened. They flooded.
Yeah.
And that set them back a while and caused them a lot of problems. But through that hardship, we learned right away that we got to build some safeties.
Shane was really good with that, like telling us, what he recommended and all that. So finding a good GC is paramount.
You got to have somebody that's competent and knows their stuff. And so we were lucky in getting a good one that was able to walk us through all of it. And he had learning stuff to do also. They had to learn about, the pods. Is it going to be a salty humidity air environment? Are we going to have all this epoxy paint and all this stuff?
Special
tiles that, that don't absorb the moisture from the humidity.
We had a whole learning curve.
We all did.
We're still on our learning curve.
Yeah. It's a lot to learn when you have no idea what you're doing.
But with interior design background, that kind of helped navigate.
Guide us, yeah, for sure.
But not with, I'm more residential, and so this was commercial. It's just a little different, but still kind of the same. So yeah, Jason woke up at like 3 a.m.
Oh yeah.
With the,
I'd drawn the whole, like I couldn't sleep one night, and I had drawn the whole plan out in my mind. I knew exactly
our floor plan.
I knew exactly where everything was going, the rooms, and even today, our final plan is pretty close to what.
Pretty close. Christy tweaked a few things.
We tweaked a few things just to make them fit a little bit better, but we pretty much ended up with what I dreamt of, or what I lucid dreamt, or whatever that night when I couldn't sleep. Insomniac dreamt. That's kind of where we ended up. Along the way, while we were planning our space, we got hooked up with another friend of jiu-jitsu. A lot of this ties to jiu-jitsu.
So go to jiu-jitsu.
So if you haven't figured this out, jiu-jitsu is where you're supposed to be, apparently. A friend, another student of mine in jiu-jitsu, is a chiropractor, Dr. Anthony O'Brien.
Yay, Anthony.
And we had been friends in jiu-jitsu and everything, and instructor student capacity, and just friends and through that. But then Anthony found out what we were doing from our head instructor. And once we kind of knew what we were going to do, Anthony approached me in class one night and said, "Hey, I heard what you guys are doing. I think it's great. I'd love to get involved somehow. I'd love to be involved with it." He's originally from California, and
he had floated.
He'd floated before. He knew all about the floating. He knows all about the red light, the cold plunge. He knows all of it.
All holistic.
All holistic, and he recommends his patients to do all of it. So it really,
they just pair well together. They work well together.
It was really serendipitous that we met him
on that journey.
On this, because he fits so well with what we do. And so yeah, he needed a place to hang his shingle essentially.
Well, he was in Marietta.
He had been doing some stuff in Marietta, and he still does, a couple of days a week. He goes up there to see some clients up there. But down here where he lives in Sharpsburg, and
He was
he
trying to build a
trying to build
local client base.
a place. Yeah. So he was seeing people out of his house. He was doing, mobile stuff with his little portable table and going to visit. He came to our house multiple times and adjusted us. And so it just was lucky that it's like he does something that fits so well with what we were doing. So we built him a spot. We put it in our plan that Anthony had a room that would be all his own, that he could do his chiro and a massage and assisted stretch. And, he can see you, adjust you, and then
send you to float
and give you a chance to decompress and everything. So it's a wonderful, wonderful pairing that works so well together. So we planned all that out. We got going. We started construction in December of.
And Jason said we were going to be open in February.
Well,
we were not open in February.
We weren't open in February. We could have been open in February, but we hit some road bumps. As
always, estimate more time in your planning, because it's going to take longer than you think, and it's going to cost more than you think.
But I was only going by what our GC had given us an estimate of.
Right, and it's not on Shane.
No, it's not Shane's fault. No,
it's not on Shane. It's like all the codes, all the loopholes,
roadblocks from the state government,
state health regulations, little to no communication with our landlord, and just a whole mixture of things you don't see when you talk about opening a business.
And for those of you who don't know, the state of Georgia does not know what a float therapy spa is. They consider us a public swimming pool. So we had to
they wanted us to put no diving in front of our pods, so that our clients would know not to dive.
Yeah, it's completely ridiculous about what we had to do to get this stuff going.
Well, we're just so progressive in the laws behind,
as it always is.
They don't have current regulations for us,
right?
So we had we were in a category, but then we had to apply for variances.
For that no diving sign, we had to have a variance for it.
Right.
Anything that doesn't meet the public swimming pool standards, we had to give a variance for. So a lot of that back and forth nonsense that we had to go through with the state government while we were doing this. And that took longer than it really should have taken. But we finally got that done. The other big delay was one of our pods arrived damaged.
When
it got here. It looked like the forklift driver or whatever had knocked a big chunk out of the front corner of it. And we were gonna roll with it. We were gonna just let it ride. Maybe, the company could have sent somebody to fix the shell of it that was damaged, but we weren't sure how big of an impact it was. Did it damage the interior insulation, the structural integrity?
Sent back.
So we decided, no, let's just not risk it. Let's
look at our Facebook page. You'll see our whole journey.
And that whole thing took another month, which also delayed us. But we couldn't finish the construction until the whole pod thing got resolved, because we had to cut holes in our walls to get the pods in.
Our brand new walls.
Painted and everything. We had to cut holes in the walls to get the pods in. We were shy by just a few inches to get them turned into the doorways, and it didn't work. So
bigger hallways for our next location.
Wider hallways for our next location for sure. We went with the hallways that were already here since the staffing agency already had a hall. We kept it for the most part. So that's why it was the width that it was.
It streamlined the fire.
Yeah.
The fire.
It had benefits.
Yeah.
So, but we had to cut holes in our brand new walls. Giant hole in the hallway, like 10 by 10, giant hole in the wall for one room. And then we would take that pod in there, and then we cut a smaller hole in the adjoining wall to go into the other room.
Took it in sideways.
Vertically in the pod in there. So we couldn't finish our walls and our construction until the pods got replaced, and that took a month. So that delayed our construction finishing for a month. And
So
then
we just opened in April.
April, yeah. So 2 months late.
Got our CO.
That's a whole nother story.
Thank you, Jesus. Dealing with COEDA and your local government, wherever you decide to open your business. So opened in April. We've been here 4 weeks.
4 weeks. We did our grand opening Saturday, April 19th. So 4 weeks today. This is Saturday, May the 17th.
Oh,
So 4 weeks ago today, we opened our grand opening. We did a soft opening that week before.
with family and friends.
Family and friends.
We were still learning on our journey of float studio-ness and learning the procedures of that.
A lot of cleaning.
A lot of cleaning. There's a lot of cleaning. So every time we have a floater, we have to turn the room. We have to go in and clean and prepare it for the next one. Yeah. Cleaning is high on the priority list. Nobody wants to go have their spa day with yuckiness.
Yeah.
So we have to learn how to flip the rooms.
Yeah. There's a lot to it. We have to disinfect every touchable surface. We wipe down all the pod fronts and sides where the salt may have dripped, so you don't see salty drippiness everywhere.
Oh, it makes great crystals.
Yeah, this salt is so salty. I mean, just the smallest drops, you'll see salt, crystalline structure everywhere. So we have to wipe all the pods down first with water to get all the salty stuff off. We disinfect all the touchable surfaces in the room. We clean all the glass from the showers.
Well, in the meantime, the pod's running through. It's 4, not 3. 4 cycles.
At least. I mean, the pumps on these things are for 40,000-gallon pools, and our pods are like 180 gallons. So the turnover rate of the water in these things is like it's crazy fast.
But it filters it. It does. The pod is not emptied. We've had this several questions from,
Do you empty the pod after every use? No.
We don't empty the pod. No.
Can't afford that much salt.
Okay. So it's called the Dead Sea for a reason, because things don't live in the Dead Sea. And so basically nothing can live in that environment.
Very few things can thrive in that environment. Very, very few.
Right.
And what does thrive? We kill it with double-acting ultraviolet radiation.
Courtesy of
the health department, state of Georgia.
State of Georgia.
Yeah. Since we are a public swimming pool, our commercial float therapy equipment doesn't meet pool standards. It doesn't have a little sticker on it that says, a certain standard. So we had to go buy this giant torpedo-sized ultraviolet light canister that's meant for like 60 gallons per minute flow rate. I mean,
for a pool, a
giant swimming pool. I mean, and for our little float pod, we have this giant torpedo thing for each one. We have 2 of them for each pod. So there is nothing living in this water. Let me tell you, this water is about as sterile as sterile can be. So it's filtered. It's double UV'd. It's got enough salt to kill a yak. So the water is super clean. And we also have peroxide in there. I forgot about peroxide. We have peroxide in it
daily because we
test the specific gravity daily, the depth daily. After every floater, it's run through, turned over the water a good at least 4 times. So it's filtered, UV'd. I mean, it's clean, folks. It's clean water. You're not swimming in somebody else's yuck. Let me tell you.
So that was a learning experience.
Yeah. Oh, the glass. Clean the glass. We clean the showers. We're talking about cleaning.
Oh, yeah. Clean the glass.
Clean the showers. We scrub the floor mats.
Nobody wants water spots on their shower door.
So we wipe it all down. We clean the showers.
Now they're going to come in and inspect our cleaning.
Well, if you do.
If you do, let us know. But we try really hard, y'all, to keep it clean.
We're getting better with the cleaning.
Yeah.
I just bought a cool vacuum mop that's going to help us, I think, with the floors get done faster and cleaner.
Well,
So we'll
because
see.
it gets, like, all in the tile.
Yeah,
Like, we have
we got to scrub and
yeah, it gets in the grout and the tile,
figure
and
out, and
so if
so
the
we mop, and the mop doesn't always get the salty crystals off
mm,
the stuff off the floor. So we're trying to get all that handled better, faster, so
more
more
efficiently.
efficiently, because we got to be able to turn these things over. Because when all you folks come and float with us and we're filled up,
Right.
we got to be able to turn these things over quick, fast, and in a hurry.
So our deal is, we open at 8:30. Our first floater could
Start at 8:30.
start at 8:30 because we clean prior,
Yeah,
the
we're
night
ready to go the
before.
next morning.
We're fully clean. And so that's you get like a full hour.
Yep.
And then they're showered, they're out. So then we start the cleaning. So then we schedule the next float, 30.
Each float window right now is an hour and a half.
Right, because
And that
they
includes
shower,
the
get
showers and the
ready,
floating
and clean.
and
Yeah,
hopefully leave us enough time to clean before the next one if we have back to backs.
right.
Um,
So we had to learn the scheduling sequencing of that.
so we're getting better with the cleaning timing and making it all work. It works best, which we haven't mentioned. This is a family business, y'all. It's me, her,
To
and our 3 kids that are running this joint, and so we're all working together to turn these things over
tag team.
quick, fast, and in a hurry. I just said that, but we're getting better. We've gotten it down to a pretty good rhythm now,
Mhm,
by ourselves, and even better when we have one of our family employees working with us.
mhm.
We can get it done fast.
Little hands make light work.
A lot of hands make light work. So yeah, we're
Well, and then we have the sauna, infrared sauna. Um, downtime for that's minimal. So it's turned on bright and early. It's warming for you. We could have the first one at 9.
not even before that. Yeah,
Um,
8:30 is when
we
everything could be ready at 8:30. Y'all can come in. Y'all can come see me at 8:30. I'm here in
oh,
the mornings at 8:30 because I have jujitsu in the evenings. So I'm here in the mornings, and then she
I'm
opens
here
up
in the
for her.
evenings.
So yeah, y'all can come see us at 8:30 in the morning and get your float on and get your sauna on and cold plunge and everything early in the morning and start your day right.
Yep. And then we have the red light.
Red light
So that's pretty minimal
cleaning wise.
turnover
Yeah,
cleaning wise.
we disinfect the touchable surfaces, and that's pretty much it. That's quick.
Yeah. And then cold plunge. Everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
Not.
A lot of people like the cold plunge. Again, we disinfect the touchable surfaces. That water does get changed fairly regularly because it's not, doesn't have thousands of dollars worth of salt in it. So we
It just has regular
this is
water,
regular water,
but
chlorinated,
it's
tap
treated.
water. But then we put since it's so cold, peroxide is what's used to help keep that clean, and it's also filtered and all that good stuff. So very clean. We test that with that the peroxide regularly on that as well. Um, but
Okay.
the room we turn over the same. We clean the shower, we touch this the touchable surfaces, disinfected, all that fun stuff. So everything is super ultra clean to the best that we can possibly get it, and ready for the next client to come in and enjoy.
All the awesome benefits, which there are many benefits. And the whole kind of like the whole background of it was me, like the whole health journey.
Why did we go into healthy stuff, holistic stuff?
Why we right, right. So like I've had like medical challenges and some health issues and um just looking for alternative ways to get better. Um not taking a pill and not being, you know, constantly running to the doctor. So it was really our push, besides Jason being his own boss, um, is like for me to get better because with inflammation I have with autoimmune and the liver issues where I need to like detox. Um, so this all the benefits of every therapy. Like, they work so well together. Like, the float, I guess, was the teaser to get us in.
Mm.
Like, it helps with stress, inflammation, joint pain.
The magnesium is good for your skin, your
Your
hair, your
hair.
muscles. The weightlessness is good for your joints.
Right.
Spine can decompress. Plus, just the benefit of being able to turn your brain off just
Right.
reduces cortisol, reduces that stress hormone. So you're able to really be at ease.
Yeah. And I think that was sort of the gateway. That was the gateway drug
That was the gateway drug.
that got us in there. And then Leon was telling us about, yeah, the infrared light. So I tried the red light
Red light
therapy.
therapy.
And then Grace had tried the sauna
Great sense
in
to
Peachtree
the
City,
infrared sauna.
and she loved both of those.
You
I
did the
wanted
cold plunge first over there.
I did the cold plunge over there. Yeah, 3 minutes. It's a lot of breathing, y'all, a lot of breathing. So the cold plunge benefits, I wish Anthony was here to talk to us. Yeah, he can tell us all about that good stuff.
He does it regularly. He does at least once a week. He does contrast therapy, cold plunge, followed by the infrared sauna.
Yes.
So cold plunge benefits: you got reduced inflammation, you got metabolism boost, you got vascular health, you got working with the
Lymph,
sauna.
the lymph drainage.
Yeah, the contrast therapy, cold contracts, hot expands. It's good for circulation. The sauna then detoxes, so they work really well together when you combine them for the contrast therapy.
Mhm. And it's nice after you're cold and you're freezing, literally freezing. Well, it was
Not quite
50.
literally.
And not literally, like
Almost.
50 degrees.
We can get it to 37.
Okay, but we're at 98.6.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so after you get cold, then you go get in the hot and it feels amazing. So, yeah, definitely do that. That I highly recommend that.
Contrast therapy. Mark it
Contrast
down.
therapy. See, and I had it backwards. I thought you did warm and then cold.
Anthony schooled us.
Anthony schooled us and got us on the right way, on the way, and said cold then hot. So
He explained it.
y'all need to
Much
see
more
Anthony
sense.
because he's from California and he brings to us all of this knowledge with his practices and everything that he has learned through his training and
Chiropractic. He's a massage therapist, licensed massage therapist. He's a personal trainer.
he's a veteran.
He's a veteran, a rock climber.
He rucks. I mean,
Dude's awesome, y'all. And he's a jiu-jitsu guy.
you know, props to you if you ruck. God bless you. I can barely take my weight up a hill. So yeah. Yeah, we'll have to do another one with Anthony.
Yeah, we need to do this with Anthony
Yeah.
sometime.
So yeah, he does all that. He just gives us that wealth of knowledge to put it all together. We know, but he knows way more.
He knows way more.
He knows way more. Yeah, so we lean on Anthony a lot to get us there. But we've learned a lot in our
We've definitely learned a lot.
and like just going on a deep dive into red light therapy. Like red light therapy helps with psoriasis, eczema. It helps with acne.
We've had clients come in said that it helps with that they have Lyme disease.
Lyme
They
disease.
said it helps them.
Their doctor recommended the red light for the detoxing of Lyme disease, the joint pain and everything.
It's good for thyroid.
It is good for thyroid. It's good for your hair. So yeah, I mean, you just
eyesight.
stand in front. It's basically like a stand-up tanning bed. If you ladies know, and I'm totally dating myself. You know, back in the day when you went to prom, you had to go lay in the tanning bed, and now they have stand-up ones. Yeah, it's like that.
But it's not.
It's not the bad
ultraviolet.
sun. It's the good.
It's good light. Ultraviolet
sun.
bad. Infrared good.
Yes.
High frequency bad. Low frequency good.
Mm-hmm.
EM spectrum.
Yeah,
A little
that.
science for you there.
So, yeah, do the red part. But it helps with what was that? Rosacea.
Rosacea. Yeah.
We have some family members that are fair that, have challenges with rosacea. Um, just so many. Like, is that the vascular one?
That does vascular health. Yeah,
Vascular health.
there's ton of articles out there on red light therapy. I mean, you can't throw a rock without hitting an article on the internet about
And the
the
ones
benefits.
you see on the internet, guys, ladies, listen, they're great. They're home. They're convenient, but they are not as powerful as our panel.
Yeah. We have 6,000 watts of red and infrared energy. There's a 1,200 5-watt
bulbs,
LED bulbs, and they're at this 650 and 860 nanometer frequency range. If you're into that kind of thing,
yeah. I think they can see us at the International Space Station.
Sucker's bright, y'all. It like when it's on and you're out in the hallway and you see the door, the red light glows through the door. It's like that bright. It's pretty cool.
So that was a good one that I really liked in Peachtree City. That was my next gateway. And then I didn't do sauna until here, until our location. But now I love the sauna.
Sauna is good.
Like, you sweat so much and then you feel so much better after.
It's a clean sweat.
Yeah. It's not like you pour the water over the stones.
Steam. Yeah, it's not steam sauna. Yeah.
It's an infrared
energy. Heats you from the inside out.
Chromotherapy.
There are lighting. Yeah, you can adjust the visual lights, but that sauna also has some red light therapy to it as well. Not as powerful as our panel, but still has some red light therapy in there. The near infrared, but it also has mid infrared and far infrared for the sauna aspect of it. So it heats you from the inside out. It's good for inflammation, also good for pain relief, relaxation. There's a program detox. There's a program in there for cardio.
Pain management.
A little bit of everything, but it's a good clean sweat. If you're working out in the yard, you're getting dirty or gritty, and you just feel nasty, sweaty. This is a clean sweat. Like, you'll get in there and you just start feeling clean sweat.
If that's a thing.
If that's a thing, no. It's a different thing. I don't know. It's a different kind of sweat. But you just, like, when I do it, I don't feel anything for the longest time, and then all of a sudden I just start feeling drips just all over me. Just like suddenly just starts dripping sweat. It's like,
and you sweat like a pig outside.
I can sweat.
Yeah. So my liver doctor told me, because your liver detoxes in your body. I learned all that from this whole liver journey. That I needed to sweat. My doctor looks at me and goes, "You need to sweat." And I'm like, "Hey." So sauna's good. Makes you sweat.
Sweat. So we've got cold, we've got hot, we've got red light, we've got float. Those are all of our.
And then when you combine them all.
Yeah, it's the mixtures where you get the magic kind of stuff that starts happening. Go for a sauna, get good and hot and sweaty and pain relieved and open and expanded and
then float.
And then go take a hot shower to get the sweat off and then go float. You're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel amazing.
Or go see Anthony for a massage.
And then go float, and then we're rolling you out on a cart.
Right. That's the cart therapy.
We'll call you an Uber because your legs will be so rubbery you can't probably drive.
Yeah. So you feel like a noodle, like a limp noodle when you get done. It's amazing.
You feel wonderful when you put these things together.
Yeah. So I recommend, and this is just me personally, I like to float it in the evenings because it relaxes me. And then I just go home and I sleep amazing.
Magnesium is good for that.
Yeah. Yeah. The magnesium is awesome. But that doesn't take away from floating in the morning. I mean, some people, just want to relax and have a chill day. That's cool too. But for me, I think I would want to go cold plunge.
Cold in the morning.
In the morning to get that boost of energy because it's rejuvenating, the cold. And then your body warms itself up. So you're burning calories, ladies. You're burning calories, turning Brown to
White to brown, white fat cells to brown fat cells. We didn't talk about that.
whites. Yeah,
It's a
that.
metabolism boost. Cold plunge works for your metabolism too.
Yeah, so get in the cold, ladies. It helps burn the fat.
3 to 5 minutes. That's the sweet spot.
Yeah.
That's it. 3 to 5 minutes. You won't probably hit that your first time.
No. No. Like you got to build up. You got to build up. It's a little intimidating, but you have to set your mind to it and you have to do deep breathing. And like Sheila said, it's just cold water.
Yeah.
It's just cold water.
If you can get your brain to get past itself, you're fine. You control your breathing. If you can be still for just a little bit, your body kind of has a natural warm kind of bubble around it. As long as you're not really moving to disrupt that bubble, it's not as bad as you might think.
Yeah. After that 1 minute range, you just get numb.
Yeah, at that point, you're just kind of numb to it anyway. So.
And then you just sit.
Then you just sit.
Like Grace and I did it today, and like my first one was 3 minutes. Grace and I did it together today, and we were like, pumping each other up, trying to get going. And we were like, we can make it through 2 songs. So we like put on some heavy metal songs and we were like raging. And we're like, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And we made it 6 minutes. Ladies, you can do it. Yes.
Long time.
Long time. And I was freezing. And I froze all the way to the sauna. And then I got warm.
Contrast therapy.
So
that's all our services.
That's all our services for right now. Yeah.
So how do you get these things? Well, you can book them online.
Chalárosi.com.
Or you can call us.
At
our number?
Yeah.
678-633-5005. That's 678-633-5005.
That's a nice ring to it.
I know. I chose that number because it was easier to remember.
Yeah.
So online, by phone, you can buy individual services.
Or just do the membership and you save money.
Well, yeah. I mean, individual services are fine. If you just want to do onesie here, there.
Well, it's good to like dip your toe in the water. But once you dip your toe in the water, then you're hooked. It's like drinking the Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
You want to come back.
You want to come back. So your best option.
Well, and it's better to come back.
Well, it's better to come back. You can't get the benefits of one time. That's
right.
Yeah. It just doesn't. You got to do it over and again and again and again and again to get the benefits.
Right.
So you can buy one-off services. Great. That's all fine and dandy. But where you're going to save money is with our memberships. We have multiple.
The best rewards and the best health.
With repeated use.
Right.
So why not get a membership? Memberships are going to save you money, plus you get the benefits of coming again and again and again and using these services over and over. So we have multiple levels of memberships, different types of memberships kind of fit your needs. Our float memberships start
they're online. It's like crazy.
We have float memberships that start on the low end with one float a month, plus you get discounts on all the other services.
Yeah.
Then we have 2 floats, 4 floats, and we have an unlimited float plan. You can come, as much as you want. We have to limit you to like 2 times a day, but unlimited floats. But they come with some shareable float sessions, so you can have the unlimited and then bring your wife, your husband, your mom, your dad.
That's how we went
with the shareable stuff. Yeah, we shared credits. Actually,
with Jorge,
our instructor, our jiu-jitsu instructor, gave me some credits.
So thank you, Jorge.
Yes. Jorge Jimenez, Gracie Balance, come do jiu-jitsu with us. So we have multiple levels that kind of fit. The benefit of the float memberships is that, some people may not necessarily want the sauna. They may not want the cold plunge. They may not want the red light. They just want to do floats. So that's what these are for. These memberships are for the folks that just want to really float, and that's it. If you want the one-off things, then you get discounts, commensurate with your level of membership. That's great. But the floats are what you're after. Those memberships, the floats roll over. So if you don't use your float for the month, it rolls over to the next month. You don't lose it. That's good. You can share them. So if you get the two float gold plan, bring your spouse, Bring your mom, bring your dad, your sister, cousin, uncle, former roommate, whatever. Bring them, share it. You can get to use it that way. So those are our float memberships. Then we have these other
We
types
have
of
the
memberships.
Anthony membership.
We have a chiropractic membership where Dr. Anthony gives you 4 chiropractics, 2
massage.
assisted stretches, and a 1 hour massage. That's his chiropractic package. We have the club Chalárosi, which is 1 float, 1 sauna, 1 cold plunge, 1 red light, and that's $69 a month. I mean, that's over $100 savings if you were to do it individually.
Oh yeah.
So it's a great plan if you want to use everything.
Because 1 float,
the first time is $59, and then without a membership, it's $79 each time. So for $69, you get a float every month. Plus, you get a cold plunge, you get a red light, you get a sauna.
Right.
So the club,
that's
if you
a
want
no-brainer.
if you want to do everything in the float side of things, the club is the best option.
And it's what per month?
$69.
Yeah.
$69 a month.
Yeah.
So it's over $100 savings. So that's a good one. The chiropractic.
Just have to cut down our Starbucks to get that.
It's not much. It's like 2 drinks at Starbucks. The chiropractic gives you all of Anthony's services in one package. But then we have one that's literally everything. It's 1 float, it's 1 sauna, it's 1 cold plunge, it's 1 red light, it's 1 massage, it's 1 chiro, and it's 1 stretch. So there's like 7 things all in this one everything, everywhere membership.
The ultimate Chalárosi.
So
ultimate.
Yeah, you can get everything. If you want everything, it's there. We have one for everything. And those are all available online. You can get them through our online store there and sign up for them.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and I'm all on TikTok, but I don't really do it that much.
Yeah, we're too old for TikTok.
I am not too old.
That's that new thing.
I am not too old. I'm trying to get hit with it. Anyway, so Facebook, definite. Insta, I'm really good at that too. So we post, like this evening, we post flash sales.
Every now and then we'll throw something out there.
If there's like an opening, like our 7 o'clock opening, which is like the coveted spot for float therapy, because you want to float late so you can sleep good.
Right before bedtime.
Right before bedtime. Yeah. So he had a flash sale today for...
I sold our 2 7 p.m. float slots for $59 each. $59 each. That's the same price that first timers would pay, but anybody could have gotten that $59 each.
If you saw it.
If you saw it. But the cool thing I did with that sale was that if you did that and you wanted a membership, that cost would have gone right into your membership. So if you came for the $59 flash sale float and you wanted the,
everything.
$69
the $69
club, $10 more, and now you're a member, that $59 counts towards it. And
so you would have got a red light, a cold plunge, and a sauna for free.
Well, you get a free float essentially, is what it was. You would get a free float because that money counts towards your membership, which then gives you all the other stuff from your membership. So it would have been a free float. So that kind of stuff we do regularly. We do that kind of stuff all the time. Flash sales, giveaways.
Right now we're doing the teacher appreciation. Yay, teachers, we rock.
Through the end of the month. It's only got a few more days, a couple weeks.
Yeah. Even homeschool moms.
We homeschool.
We homeschool. Even homeschool moms get stuff. Yeah, come see me. The teacher appreciation gift.
We did free red lights for all the teachers and staff education.
Till the end of May.
Through the end of May.
And then we did the Mother's Day was a BOGO. Yeah, BOGO.
BOGO floats. Buy one, get one floats. We did for Mother's Day. That was pretty popular. We sold a lot of those gift cards.
Oh, we have gift cards. Yes.
We do have gift cards. We can put anything you want on a gift card. Cash, services, you name it, we do it. We're pretty flexible that way. We also have the free 30-minute intro floats right now, too.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Now that just gives you a taste. It's just enough, it's like those little tiny chocolate bars you get that just piss you off because they're too small and you want more.
Yeah. That's
the 30-minute float is that. So you really need the hour float. So we're just trying to get you hooked.
Yeah, that's the gateway. trying to get you in the door. I'll be honest.
You really want that 1 hour because it takes a minute just to unplug and wrap the monkey brain in because you have 50,299 browsers open. It takes a minute to close all those browsers. Like the first 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, you're just trying to calm. And then the goodness sets in.
Yeah. So 30 minutes is.
So 30 minutes is not enough for the goodness.
Barely.
You really need that whole hour.
Yeah. The whole hour.
Yeah. So our plans are, we have mad plans. Our plans are, Jason totally thought of this, like the New Year's Eve for the, like, literally New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Raffle 2 float spots.
Well, we got 2 pods, so
Raffle 2
spots.
float spots.
For members only.
So you could float into the new year.
Floats.
Yes.
Going into the new year.
I'll bring it in.
A raffle coming up New Year's Eve 2026. You can literally start 2026 in a float pod.
Right. How cool would that be? Hey, we might have to get a GoPro for that.
Yeah.
Or what? Like a, yeah. Whatever.
We'll see. We're still working the details out on that. But if you're not a member, you're not even eligible. So become a member.
Well, and then one night we wanted to do
overnight floats.
An overnight float where we're open from like
8 to 8.
8 to 8. So opposite hours.
Yeah.
8 p.m. to 8 a.m.
Something like that. Yeah. Do
yeah.
overnights.
We're going to have to get a helper for that.
Like on a weekend. This is like a weekend, not a weeknight thing.
Yeah.
We can do all kinds of cool stuff. It's our business. We can do whatever we want.
I actually had a friend ask me that. She's like, do you have floats at night? I'm like,
not yet, but we will.
Not yet, but we will.
One
we
day.
Actually thought about that.
One day we will.
Yeah.
I totally had a thought.
We give veterans discounts.
Veterans discounts.
And first responders.
First responders.
We have a big heart for that.
All of my jiu-jitsu brethren and sistren get a discount because I love jiu-jitsu and I love all my jiu-jitsu peeps. So
shout out.
Yeah. Gracie Noonan, Gracie Balance, Gracie Decatur, our friends in LaGrange. I've offered that all to them. So if you're in one of those jiu-jitsu academies, you get a discount.
Yeah. So just come see us.
Discounts. We have discounts.
So do you want to say like our address? Like nobody's going to remember our address.
Probably not.
Okay.
Unless we had a catchy song like that, 4801 Buford Highway, which
no, stop.
Nobody knows what that is.
Stop. No. Okay, so no address.
No. But we're at 597 Bullsboro, y'all. Sweet B.
Beside Hibbett, ladies, that would be Ulta or Old Navy or Carter's.
Carter's. We're between Carter's and U-Break, I fix. That's where we are.
Open at 8:30, close 8 p.m. Monday through
Saturday.
Saturday.
We're closed on Sundays. Occasionally we'll be open for special hours like Mother's Day. We were open for a small subset of hours in case, you wanted to bring mom to a spa day.
Right.
Which reminds me.
Typically not Sundays, though.
Typically not Sundays. That reminds me.
Oh.
Did we just have the same thought?
Yeah.
Groups.
Yes.
Groups. If you want.
Shout out to Cedrica and
Alonzo. So some wonderful people that we met that came in to see our spot and did some of the stuff. But they want to bring a birthday party here. Alonzo's birthday party in a couple of weeks, and they want to rent out our spot for the night. We're offering them like $50 each service, like a 30-minute float, 30-minute sauna, 30-minute red.
Well, yeah, because they have
massage.
couples. It's
so we're gonna rotate them around.
Right. So that's how we kind of figured that out, was like the couple thing.
A lot of things that we have rotate around 30 minutes or so. So that's what we're doing, just 30 minutes, and each couple, picks a couple of things, and $50 a pop for each service. And that's the night, man. They're going to be here probably 3 or 4 hours to get everybody there and run through it.
It's going to be fun.
So if you have a small group, your office, you want to treat your office staff, get in touch with us. Let us put together some sort of package that they can come and have a spa night. We're happy to close down and just have a little private event for you. If you want to bring some some little finger foods or whatever, that's great. come see us, and we can put together a
Yeah.
package for you.
Yeah, I like that. It's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that one.
Well, because your other works places, they used to do the, I forgot the name of
Like
it.
team building
Team
things. Yeah.
building,
So
events
you
and
can team build here with us.
yeah, like, just treat your people and bring them on.
Yeah, just get in touch with us. We'll put together a package, work with you, however you want to do it. Anthony's services will, usually be included there as well if it works with his schedule there. He's here Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and every other Saturday, by the way.
Yes, because he still has his other
He still has other clients
clients
in Atlanta. So,
in Atlanta.
um,
So
yeah,
that's for right now.
that's all the details. Any questions? Raise your hands. Yes, you right there.
Um, do I have to bring a towel when I come float?
No, we have everything you need. We don't. You just bring yourself. That's all you need. Your birthday suit is all you need. Just bring yourself your birthday suit. We have the towels, the rags, the shampoos, soaps, conditioners, everything you need. We practice what we preach. We do all this stuff because we love it, and it's helpful, and it feels good, and we feel good doing it, and we're happy to share it with others. So,
Yep.
anything else?
I think that's it. Chalárosi.com. Facebook.
678-633-5005. That's our number, in case you didn't get it before.
Okay. Next time we have to invite Anthony.
Yeah, we might do this again, and we'll try to get Dr. Anthony in here as well.
Yes.
To do this.
He's gonna school us all.
Yep. He's pretty cool. Y'all are gonna love him if you haven't met him yet.
Yep.
So that's it. Thanks to Pinbox Productions for putting this on for us. We appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, that's it.